Hi guys, it's Ray. This is just going to be real quick. I have been preparing this little turtle army as I go along and have extra resin. And I am in the final push to have as many as I need. So I'm going to pour a couple more mica ones. These are all glitter. These ones I did yesterday are micas. So I'm going to do a couple of more of those just for a different look. This one I overfilled a little bit, so I'm going to have to trim that off. And this is a non-shiny mold, so these ones will look a little bit dull out of the mold. You can see the difference between like the bottom and the top. But for what they're going in, they are perfectly fine. I just have the 3 molds sitting on top of a ceramic tile just so I could move it around as I needed to. So I have some resin mixed up. I'm not pouring anything else today, so I didn't have leftover to use, and I just really wanted to make sure I have enough of these and be done with it. So I mixed up a fresh batch, and I'm just using a teal, a green, and I think the third color was jade mica. So I'm doing a bunch of my beachscape rounds, and I'm going to record them even though I've done it before, because I don't think that one's quite full enough, because I'm going to try a different process a little bit. I was struggling, and I'll get more into this in that video, but I was struggling with the way I was doing it. I wasn't really thrilled with the results on the smaller ones, and being that these are all smaller ones, I wanted to try something different. This looks almost gray, but it really is just a super dark green. So I'm going to re-record that when I get to it, hopefully tonight or tomorrow. Okay, so once you're mixed, you're just going to, I do try and fold the cup a little bit. I usually use the other cups I have that don't have the lip on top, and I just wasn't thinking. I just got out of work. It's early in the morning, so I wanted to get these done now just in case I can get to some of the project tonight. That way they'll be an option. They'll be cured enough. So because these molds are a little bit irregular, let me see if I can find one where it really shows. Sometimes I miss little bits of the fin or whatever. I mean, it's hardly noticeable, but I know it's there. I do try to just bounce a little bit into the mold to try and make sure it's pushed out into every area. I only have 3 of these molds, so. And these are really inexpensive molds I actually bought from AliExpress. So I'm actually surprised how well they've held up. I still have the original 3, and I've poured several times. Just going to scoot those out of the way. But because these molds don't ever get any heat or anything put to them. They should last a bit, but I think I paid like 75 cents or 60 cents each for them, so and just a little bounce again. And they're still not always perfect. There might be slight imperfections in the mold itself as well. But I never pay attention to exactly which ones come out of which mold. Like, I think this one and this one came out of the same mold because they have the same little flaw in that fin. But these two, I actually took out of the mold slightly before they were ready. So, you can see it's shinier because it dried out of the mold and a little bit flatter. It's still perfectly usable. I mean, you can still recognize it as a sea turtle, just they smooshed a little bit. But that's it. And then it's pretty warm today. It's much warmer in here. So these should be ready to unmold tonight, and they'll look the same as the others, and then I can move ahead with the project. So that was a quick and easy pouring a mold, and I'm not going to worry about the air bubbles on the back of these because the backs won't be visible with my end product. For these, because I wouldn't want to apply any heat, and actually I'll go ahead and do it just to show you. I have this mini mister from Ranger, and it's filled with 91% alcohol. And one way you can get the bubbles out of a mold like this without applying any heat is just to spritz it from pretty far back. Hopefully you could see what happened there. And I would keep an eye on something like this, and if they rose again, I would do that again. But again, for this particular project, it doesn't really matter. So, quick and easy how to fill a mold with micas. Please give me a like, a subscribe, a share. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much.